Have you ever felt like your thoughts were crashing over you, like relentless waves, dragging you into currents you couldn't escape? Have you ever wondered if there was a way to stand in the middle of the tide without being swept away, and to be present without drowning in the chaos of your own mind? Welcome back to the channel. Today we journey into one of the most subtle yet powerful teachings of the Diamond Sutra, the interplay between thinking and not thinking. This teaching isn't about suppressing thoughts or forcing the mind into silence. Instead, it's about discovering the space where thoughts come and go while you remain steady and free. By the end of this video, you'll see that freedom isn't found in eliminating thoughts, but in no longer being dragged by them. Our core message is this: you don't have to escape your mind to find peace. You only need to discover the space between thoughts, the awareness that is untouched by either clinging or rejection. And I promise you this: if you follow this journey, you'll begin to see that your greatest freedom is not in controlling the tide, but in remembering that you are not the tide at all, the ocean of the mind. Let's begin with a simple image. Imagine your mind as an ocean. Thoughts are waves, some small ripples, others towering storms. Most of us live tossed about by those waves. Small doubt rises, and suddenly we sink into fear. Fleeting memory appears, and we replay it endlessly, letting it crash over us again and again. But here's the truth: the ocean is not the waves. Beneath the turbulence, there is always depth, a stillness, a vastness. The Diamond Sutra reminds us that we are not the surface storms. We are the depth beneath the thinking and not thinking. There are movements of the surface, but the essence of awareness is untouched. Have you noticed this yourself? A thought arises, what if I fail? And suddenly your body reacts with tension. Your breath shortens, your heart races. But if you pause, if you let the thought be without chasing it, the storm subsides. The ocean remains. Isn't that extraordinary that even in the midst of turmoil, stillness is always present, waiting for you to notice it? When thoughts surge like tides, modern life is designed to keep us drowning in waves. Notifications ping, news cycles churn, social media feeds are endless tides of comparison and opinion. No wonder we feel like our minds are never quiet. But the Sutra offers a radical shift. You don't need to stop the waves. You don't need to delete every thought. You only need to stop identifying with them. This is what not thinking really means. It doesn't mean erasing thoughts. It means not clinging to thought. Think about standing on the shore, watching waves roll in. You don't need to stop the ocean. You simply observe. You see each wave rise, a crest, and fade. That is the practice. When a thought comes, see it and name it, and let it pass. The moment you stop chasing it, it dissolves on its own. The trap of suppression. Here's where many seekers stumble. They believe enlightenment means stopping thought altogether, so they sit in meditation, fighting every thought that arises, growing frustrated when their minds wander. But the Sutra reminds us, forcing not thinking is just another form of clinging. You're still caught in the tide, just in reverse. Real freedom is softer. It's allowing thoughts to appear without fear, without judgment, without grasping. It's smiling at your mind the way you'd smile at a child running in circles. You don't need to stop the child. You only need to remember you are not the child. Isn't it liberating to realize that peace doesn't require you to erase your mind, that peace is simply remembering you are bigger than the mind's movements? Stories of finding balance between thought and silence. Consider the story of Daniel, a writer plagued by endless overthinking. He tried meditation, but grew angry at himself every time his mind wandered. Then one day his teacher told him, the wandering mind is not the problem. The problem is thinking you shouldn't wander. With that, Daniel began to treat his thoughts like passing clouds. His writing flourished not because his mind was empty, but because he no longer drowned in judgment. Or take Maya, a mother balancing work and parenting. Her mind raced with lists, meals to cook, deadlines to meet, worries about her children's future. When she first learned about not thinking, she thought it meant escaping her responsibilities. But slowly, as he realized, it meant giving each thought its place without letting it consume her. He still cooked, to still work, to still care, but with less panic, more presence. Earn these reminders that not thinking is not about withdrawal, but about engagement with clarity. Practicing the middle way. So how can you practice this balance between the thinking and not thinking? Try this. When a thought arises, say silently, "And a wave is rising." When the thought passes, say, "The wave is falling." Keep your attention not on the content of the wave, but on the ocean beneath. Do this with emotions too. When anger rises, name it, breathe, and let it crest and fade. When joy arises, savor it, but don't cling. In this way, you live neither in denial nor in obsession. You live in the middle way, the spaciousness of non-cling. Over time, this practice transforms your relationship to the mind. Anxiety becomes just another wave. Fear, just another tide. Even excitement, it's just another passing current. You no longer measure yourself by the state of the surf, as you know the depth beneath is always steady. This is why the Sutra emphasizes true freedom is not the absence of thought, but the absence of attachment. Isn't it powerful to know that you can be free even in the middle of a storm? Because you remember you are not the storm. Reflection before we end. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop drowning in your thoughts, not by erasing them, but by learning to see them for what they are? Are you ready to discover the stillness that has always been beneath the tide? The Diamond Sutra shows us that between the thinking and not thinking, there is a space of awareness untouched by both. That is who you are. That is where your freedom lies. Invite you to try it tonight. Sit quietly, watch your thoughts rise and fall, and instead of wrestling with them, smile at them as you would at waves rolling on the shore, and share your experience in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and support this channel so we can continue exploring the wisdom that turns storms into oceans of calm. Thank you for watching this video.
Before you leave, here's something special. In Buddhism, we believe that every encounter carries a deeper meaning. Would you like to discover your true soul connection, the one written into your destiny? Take the Soulmate Test today and unveil the hidden truths of your journey. Click the link below and begin your path now.
http://soulmate. You wisdom more, come, white.